Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. My tea ate my gingerbread man. He's stuck in the tea. It just melted away, but luckily the day is still gonna be a great one. Even if it starts off a little freaky, we can still make it fun. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got a lot to tell you about today because we got a bunch of updates from Nintendo, including the Nintendo Switch Online app, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Pokemon Unite, and new gear and merch based on a big upcoming game. But most important of all, we've got to talk about the new Switch Challenger that was just announced this morning with a pretty fancy trailer. And I gotta say, it looks really good, so I'm eager to dive into this one and see what you all think. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy these videos, and let me know your take on today's topics in the comments down below. But I want to kick things off with a brand new upgraded controller that just hit Kickstarter and is taking the internet by storm. It's called the Panda Controller. And this is the first time that the Nintendo Gamecube controller is getting a substantial upgrade with top-of-the-line pieces and parts, and of course, it will be compatible with Nintendo Switch. Now, the Panda controller has raised over $800,000 today already. It is skyrocketing with over 6,000 backers, and it's because it's so darn swanky. All right, it's got adjustable trigger height, it's got smooth buttons, it's got upgraded sticks, it's got removable faceplate, it's got all sorts of triggers. It has the ability to add an expansion pack, the ability to add a wireless pack, and it just looks downright great to hold in your hands. You can even customize the shape with additional shells. This thing looks ridiculous. It's also really highly priced at $90, but for those of you that are in the market for a more premium controller to relive your Melee days or to play Smash Bros with a preferred controller option, check out the Panda controller. Let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna pick one up. Pokemon Unite is getting an upgrade, adding a new playable Pokemon to the fold on December 9th when it brings in the Steenie evolution from Gen 7, Serena. Pokemon Unite, pretty darn successful, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, successful as well, skyrocketing and selling faster than Sword and Shield, which is bananas to me. It must be because of the bigger install base. That's the only thing that I can think of in my head, but they got a new patch for those games as well that seem to fix the duplication glitches that we talked about earlier this week and make more general bug fixes to a game that needed a lot of patch help to bring it up to par. That's patch 1.1.2, and at least Nintendo is quick on their toes with these updates, hopefully making your Pokemon BDSP experience a little bit stronger. They're also strengthening your Super Smash Bros. Ultimate experience, bringing in that final adjustment patch, the one that's tweaking the fighters probably for the final time. So 13.0.1 is now here, and it makes a number of adjustments to different movesets for different fighters, as well as allowing for amiibo support with the new Samus and Emmy amiibo from Metroid Dread. You can check out the full list, but there are updates for Ice Climbers, Falco, Meta Knight, Mega Man, Robin, Bowser Jr., Ryu, Inkling, and more. If you are a hardcore Smash fan, this might be your final balance. And apparently everything from Nintendo this week is getting updates because their Nintendo Switch Online app also just got an upgrade to version 1.14. They didn't add anything super awesome. When will they make the online experience better? Well, it probably won't come via the app. 1.14 just fixes some technical issues. And it seems like Nintendo is just doing some polishing this time of year. Hopefully at the next Direct is when we hear about the substantial upgrades to Nintendo Switch Online that they need to deliver at that $50 expansion pack price point. Poor melted Gingy. Anyhow, next year, as you know, starts off with a bang. Nintendo getting hot and heavy right away with Pokemon Legends Arceus in January. And now that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are out and that Big Brain Academy is about to be out, it's time for Nintendo to ramp up the marketing machine. And the first step in that direction is Hori announcing their accessories for Pokemon Legends Arceus, including a new Split Pad Pro, which you know I love as an alternate jumbo Joy-Con solution for both the Switch and the Switch OLED. Now comes in a fancy schmancy Arceus variety. I really like this. There's also a case and a shoulder bag. These all are available now for pre-order on Amazon. They'll be dropping alongside the game. And I bet we start to get more and more info. Maybe something at the Game Awards, perhaps later in December, and definitely in January, because the next big Nintendo release and a really watershed moment for the Pokemon universe going open world where you can actually be hurt by the Pokemon. That kind of hurts my heart, but the game looks absolutely amazing, and it's out in like 7 weeks. Let me know in the comments down below if you are pumped for Nintendo's next tentpole release, and if you're gonna pick up any of these pretty sweet looking accessories anytime soon. Guess what, my friends? A guy who I wish was my friend is back on the big stage, because Jeff Keighley just announced that Reggie Fils-Aimé, King Nintendo himself, will be back for the Game Awards 2021 doing something there. The guy's kind of been all over the place since departing from Nintendo. He worked with GameStop for a little bit, and now he just announced that he's got a new company, which is a blank check business, basically looking to help support and fund gaming companies trying to go from private to public, and help support gaming endeavors as they grow, or say as they try to enter a merger. Reggie also recently was on an Xbox 20th anniversary stream, so this man is just putting his eggs in all sorts of baskets, but I do love him, and one time I got to see him in real life at the Switch reveal event. He was there holding a Switch, looking proud, looking tough, looking cool, and looking very tall, taller than me, which is pretty tall, and I'm excited to see what he's got to do at the Game Awards. Hopefully an announcement? I don't know. Let him do the Nintendo thing. If it's Breath of the Wild 2, I want to see Reggie be like, guess what, community? We've got a new trailer from my old friends at Nintendo. Although Metroid is kind of his thing, so maybe he's going to announce Metroid Dread winning a big award. That would be pretty sweet as well. Let me know in the comments down below what you think Reggie Fils-Aimé is up to at the Game Awards next Thursday. We've reached the meat and potatoes, and thankfully my tea doesn't taste like meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes flavored anything would be really gross. Like, what if someone tried to sell you meat and potatoes flavored gum? Would anyone buy that? Well, Qualcomm is trying to take a bit of Nintendo's meat and potatoes, or maybe something similar. They've teamed up with Razer to release a new handheld device. Now this thing looks pretty sick, but I gotta break it down for you here, all right? Qualcomm is a maker of chips, all right? They do the Snapdragon chip. They've done stuff with VR before, stuff with cell phones, and now they're doing something with basically their version of a Switch. It's interesting that they partnered with Razer, but this isn't really like a Razer product, nor is it being sold by Razer. Now it's called the Snapdragon G3x Developer Kit, and it can do such cool things as have a 5G connection, output to 4K screens, tether to mixed reality headsets, play Android games, and of course, play PC and streaming games. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this looks cool, because I think this might be the best looking setup for one of these systems yet. It basically says, let's take an Xbox controller and slam it onto a screen. But I want you to pay attention to one key part of this title, which is Developer Kit. Now it's being said that this is more a showcase of technology, and it might indeed be similar to Nvidia with their Shield, which was more a way to highlight their Tegra chipset, which then became integrated in such things like Nintendo Switch. And maybe this is Qualcomm making a play to say, hey, our Snapdragon can be snapped up by you for your next portable system. For all intents and purposes, this is a supercharged Switch, and I really appreciate the look of the triggers. Don't those look really nice to hold and play with? But you probably don't have to worry about this thing stealing the Switch's cookies anytime soon, because Justin Cooney, Razer's Director of Global Partnerships, stressed that this is indeed strictly a development device intended to showcase technology and potential, not something that they're gonna plop up on the Razer online store and sell to you or me. But what I do think is notable here is that the future definitely points to more devices doing just this. The Switch clearly was onto something, as 100 million players can attest to, and piles of money at Nintendo HQ in Japan will show. Plus, with all of the new streaming technology, the fact that Game Pass likes to be kind of anywhere, and we can stream high-end console games to much smaller and less strong devices, I believe we'll be seeing more of these types of things in the near future. We've got the Switch, the Steam Deck, and that's about it. It feels like the market is ripe for a bit of an explosion with devices that advertise themselves as being a prime place to play your streaming games. Now, from Nintendo's perspective, maybe they should look at the Snapdragon G3x, because eventually they're gonna want something stronger than the Switch. This thing can output to 4K screens, and I'm sure that the innards, the GPU and the CPU, are far superior to what the Switch currently has. And even though I know the Switch Pro is kind of a taboo topic at this time, soon enough it'll be something that will resurface, whether from a rumor or from Nintendo themselves. It's inevitable that they make a better device, and when they do decide on a chipset, I hope it is super impressive. I hope it's super cool, and I hope it has a lot of super new, updated features and isn't just a Switch with a tiny boost. I'd really like to see Nintendo stay leaders in this space and make a hybrid handheld device that retains its top of the industry position. Now, of course, with any of these types of devices, they're missing one key ingredient, which is awesome exclusive games. That's something that Nintendo has in spades, and even in comparison to the Steam Deck, it's something that will help Nintendo stay on top. Plus, there's price point. Anytime you're going to pack this much technology into a small form factor, it's going to cost a lot, as you see with the Steam Deck. And Nintendo has done a great job of still staying at a pretty reasonable price. $200 for the Switch Lite, $300 for the Switch, $350 for that OLED. But I can't lie, I'd love to test this thing out. More power, better graphics, a pretty good looking control system. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this, and are you excited about more and more companies trying their hand at what the Switch is known for? We've made it to the good poll section of the show, and I asked an interesting question this time. Remember, you can find these questions on the community tab each and every weekday evening. Make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you can be part of our conversation. Would you want an even bigger Switch screen if possible? You know, they did make a little bit of an improvement by erasing the bezel on the Switch OLED, but would you want it to be even bigger? 57% said yes, and I'm in that camp. I think a little bigger screen would make the Switch pretty darn cool. It's already very cool, and so 43% of you said no, you're happy with the Switch screen as it is, but I think I might have something to show you guys pretty soon. We got a cool exclusive coming your way, so remember this question and stay tuned. In the meantime though, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Good Morning Mario. Thank you so much for making this my happy place. Appreciate you sharing all of our Nintendo love together every weekday. Make sure you're all staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there. And if your Gingy falls in your tea mug, deep breath, reset, and you can still make it a really great day. Love you guys a lot. Hit that like button on your way out. And until next time, my friends and family, SwitchForce out.